Samba. Ai, Deus. Samba de Janeiro. Ai, Deus. Samba, samba de Janeiro. Samba de Janeiro. Sempre assim, em cima, em cima, em cima, em cima, sempre assim. Embaixo, 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 sempre assim. Em cima, em cima, em cima, em cima, sempre assim. Embaixo, 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 sempre assim. Em cima, em cima.
Hello everyone who's watching this. This is just a little quick recap and kind of voiceover of how I went through making my first kind of official edit that I used. So first thing that you always have to do here, get a nice song. Mine is Samba de Janeiro. It's a radio edit, so it kind of just edits it so it's a little bit more fast-paced for it. And then one of the things you might be wondering is why I have all these markers. That's actually to match up audio that I can put in for sound effects. So you can see in these two rows where my cursor are, and here. And it also helps me match up the music to the song. For example, in this part right here, it's really bad audio because it's in preview. The white pops up whenever you hear kind of that horn go off. And so I can use these markers as means of just kind of finding out where I have to input these little white flashes. As you see here, it gets more as the beat goes on, on. And there's a lot of them because there's tons of places you have to mark the beats. I said before, these two rows, sound effects, these are all your gun sounds, shots, clips in, clips out, reloads, burst fire for over here. I had to stack multiple sounds on top of each other to get that effect. If we go down another row, we'll see right here we have a transition. It's a quick transition between kind of the maps that I'm on. It goes from a map called Inferno to this background, the first two clips, to another one called Cache. It's a light leak transition it's called because it has a little light, a little flare, and then it fades back out and into the next scene. As you can see, that's just kind of, it's a basic transition, not anything that fancy, to be honest. Back here, you can see the white flashes that I had to use. These are all the individual flashes that you can see here. I had to fade them in and out using a tool. And under here you see my main video. And here you have first clip kind of, it intros in. Back over here. You see I do a lot of cutting. I place one audio over here so I can cut it so I exactly know what's happening throughout the basis, and I can mark each clip with a certain thing that needs, or a certain effect, or an audio that I want to do. And first thing you'll see is kind of what this really, really weird effect on the first shot is, because that's exactly when the beat quote unquote drops for this music, is when it lights up green kind of and it zooms out. This is pretty easy. The green part is an effect called glow or edge rays, it's called. So it takes all the edges that I can kind of find in this little condensed area, and then it lights it up the color that you select. And I use the colors that are on Brazilian flag, so I used white, blue, and green. Of course, I'm missing yellow, or whatever other color you want. And I do that, and then it also zooms out, which is a tool called the pan crop tool, which I can actually open up right here. So this is event pan crop. So I can choose a point where I want it to start zooming out, and then I can drag this, and slowly over time, it'll go from here to out here. Okay, never mind. Here to out here from the dragging kind of effect that I can do with that. And then another kind of transition or a filming effect that you'll see are these little black barred cinematics. I use these pretty much to show whenever there's a moment that I want to capture, such as a frag, which is it's just a term for kill that you use kind of for CS:GO frag movies. It's called like this would be called an edit or a frag movie, pretty much. So I have cinematics almost to every single kill in this clip. The next clip, I decided, you know what, I'm going to change it up for this three-person spray down. I changed it up and I went with a person POV, kind of like 007 style-ish. I have the black bars here. And to do this, you actually have to go in game, you have to put coordinates down for where you want it to face on the person through the camera. And sure, for all of these, the cinematics, like this, all this stuff, you have to record this in game. And also, just getting the footage, you have to do a ton of commands to make it to have the no HUD, to have well, not really no HUD, that's pretty easy. To have it so it only shows up your kills and those last for the duration of the clip. Pixelating stuff in this if you want to block out some names that aren't good. Then as we go along, you see that I do the same effect that I did in the first clip, because these are part of the same clip, which you can see kind of up here. It still has all the other ones. And also I add fade in, fade outs to everything. Right here, you'll see the intro when it's a little loading sign. So the way I did this was I took on top of here, this is a loading kind of thing. So I just took font, I made it glow, and then I made it so it would fade in and out constantly. So it would kind of show like this little loading effect on the text. And down here, you'll see this is a loading bar, the blank version. And one below it, this is actually a full bar. It's an image of a full bar. I placed both these in the same position. I put an effect called a gradient wipe. It's a transition, but you can just use it on this. So then it slowly fills up the hallway. And then down here, we have my regular footage, which is actually sped up from the original. I originally took this at 1/4 speed, and I sped it up so it would be easier to edit with. And so it's just a very, very smooth cinematic. And that's pretty much everything I have to say. So thank you for watching the Frag movie, and I'm thinking about trying to do a little bit more, and this is a blast to do. So thank you.